Hey, Shalom, Kal Halal YAHAWASHAi, double honor to the apostles of great millstone. Shalom to you brothers in the highways and byways, doing the works sincerely and faithfully, and continually fighting that good fight of faith. Okay, so as you see here on the screen, you see pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, and these pieces of the jigsaw puzzle represent how the so-called Christians in the world, okay, this is how the truth as we explain it to them is viewed. They have bits and pieces, but they don't know how to put these pieces together. And as the prophecies come to pass and things unfold right before their very eyes, the more and more these pieces pile up on them. In Vocab Malone, he is the worst of them all, okay? Because this man, he consistently tries to, put these pieces of the puzzle together, but he can't, because the Lord has blocked his mind from receiving what we teach and what we speak of. Okay? And when your mind is blocked, you may be able to grasp at straws and get a piece here and receive a piece there. But at the end of the day, those pieces that you receive can never be put together. Okay? And that's not just vocab, but that's just the whole world first and foremost. But you so-called Christians in particular, they teach you that once you turn your life over to Jesus Christ, then your troubles are over. Well, the Lord said, if they hate me, they're going to hate you. And we all know and understand what the Lord had to undergo while he spent his time on this earth, man. Just pieces of puzzles in the eyes of you Christians. The truth is, pieces of puzzles in the eyes of you Christians. You're never gonna receive it. You're never gonna put it together, and you're never going to understand it. All right. The fact that when we speak about the children of Israel being the so-called Negroes, West Indian, Puerto Ricans, that in itself is too heavy for you to bear. Like the people, like our people have just been, servants and slaves throughout all time, throughout history. Okay, so let's get a couple scriptures. Okay, from there I want to go here. This is 2 Ezra 16:73. Now I'm pulling this scripture because, at the end of the day, you can read it at face value, but it has a much deeper foundation to it. Okay? Primarily in these times, in this place that we're living. So it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So the Lord made this statement that it's going to come a point in time, it's going to be known who his people are, who his chosen people are. Okay? Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen where all eyes are going to be fixated, and all minds are going to be fixated on whom the Lord's chosen people are. Because right now it doesn't appear that the so-called Negro, West Indian, Puerto Rican, and the Latin and the Native Americans are the chosen people. And this is why you see Vocab Malone doing everything in his weak power to try to debunk or try to, mislead or, change the course of direction concerning who the children of Israel are. Okay? From there, Romans 9:26. And it says, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. Now, when I read this, when I hear this, I quickly think of Vocab Malone. Why? Because he's consistently telling us that we're not the children of Israel. Okay, so where and when did this prophecy be fulfilled? Was it fulfilled? Where in the world was it fulfilled? Okay? Because over in the East, those people back in the ancient times had always known who they were. All nations knew who the children of Israel were. Okay? And you must keep in mind that it's talking about the descendants of whom my forefather was, Israel, Jacob, if you will. It's clearly talking about his descendants. You see? So, all that being said, when one comes up and says, ye are not the Lord's chosen people, the so-called Jews didn't have to undergo that here in America, because prior to the truth hitting these highways and byways, nobody was doubting them, who they were. Nobody was, scrutinizing their nationality. Who was doing all these things? Nobody was doing that to them. But it's being done unto the so-called Negroes, West Indian, Puerto Ricans, and the Latin tribes. Of course it is. But now you see that the tide and the tables are now turning, and this thing is now heating up. Okay, and there's no way around identifying who the children of Israel really are, because everything has to line up. Okay, we started off with the jigsaw puzzle. Now these pieces of this puzzle are now being strategically put into place in their proper order. Okay, prophecy is now lining up with the characteristics of the so-called Negroes and West Indian, Puerto Ricans, and Latins and Native Americans. Okay, things are starting to unfold themselves. The earth is starting to reveal certain things where now there's no doubt in anybody's mind. Shit, you even got so-called Edomites. Some of them may be Jakes, but you even got them coming forward saying the children of Israel are the so-called Negroes and Puerto Ricans and Native Americans. Okay? And this is that place where it's being said. It's being said here in the land of the North. All right, continuing on. This is Jeremiah 16, and I'll start at 13. It says, therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye nor your fathers. And there shall you serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. Right. So when you look at this prophecy, okay, being cast off into a land that we knew or nor our fathers knew. What nation of people have done that or have undergone that path? What nation of people? Okay? Because the Lord said he was going to cast us off into this land. Now, when them so-called Jews came over here, they came over here under their will, under their own so-called free will. They got on planes. They was brought over here. They sought, the beauties of the land. They sought out, the good areas, if you will, the plenteous areas. And then when they got here, they flourished. Okay? But the so-called Negroes, West Indian, Puerto Ricans, and the Latins, and the Native Americans, if you will, they were brought over here against their will. Okay? Now, when you speak of the Latin tribes, it says in the time of YAHAWASHAi the king, they crossed over that sea, They was pretty much forced out because they was taking all kinds of heat. So they took counsel amongst themselves to get the hell out of Dodge, man. And they came to this land where the so-called white man then followed, then pursued, if you will. I'll say not followed, pursued. Continuing on. It says, therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither I have driven them. And I will bring them again unto their land that I gave unto their fathers. This is no way around these prophecies, man. There's no way around. So according to the so-called Jews today, this prophecy has already been fulfilled, because now they're over there in the land and they're professing themselves to be the children of Israel. Okay? But the Lord said, the days come that will no more be said that the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Okay? So the Lord's going to stretch out his arm to bring us up out of the land of the north. The Lord's going to do that with them chariots. As I said, those so-called Jews, they walked down into the land of Egypt. Down into the land of Israel. Okay? They walked down into those lands, and then on top of that, they flew and put themselves in different types of means of transportation over to this side of the world. So all in all, when the children of Israel get delivered out of here and get brought back into the land that the Lord promised unto our forefathers, then, as you see, we'll read this next scripture. Jeremiah 3:18. It says, in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. Okay? So now the Lord is going to bind us up and bring us together into that one land. Okay? That was given unto our forefathers for the promise. So we have that it's no more going to be said, the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel out of the land of the north. Okay? So the children of Israel was made up at some point in time during the time of Rehoboam and Jeroboam, the split. Okay? So now, as we read here in Jeremiah 3, it says, and in those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel. Meaning what? That breach is going to be sewed up between the two kingdoms. So when the Lord drops us off into the land of our inheritance, there's going to be no more division, man. No more division whatsoever. So you Christians and any other scoffer and scorner out there, you best understand that time is coming. Either you get with this program or you're going to get rolled over if you're an Israelite. Okay? So all that being said, I'm going to end it with that. Lord willing, brothers is edified. And I'll see y'all on another show. I say shalom.